Chip is definitely. No, Chip's lovely. No, Dale is way more.
Hi, good morning. How are you? So today is Saturday, June 5th. I am currently, if you can't tell by the background, you probably can, maybe you can. I am just got in line to park at the parking structure at Disneyland. Today is the second day of opening weekend of Avengers Campus at Disney's California Adventure. It's currently 8:07 a.m. The park opens at 9, but my game plan was to try to get here as close to 8 as possible. Ooh, that reminds me, I should check the mobile orders. So they let you start mobile ordering your food at 8 a.m. and because the new land is opening, I swear it looks like I'm being dangerous right now looking at my phone and talking to you and driving. We're barely moving, don't worry about it. Actually, the line's moving a little bit faster than I expected. Maybe I should worry about it. Great, now I got brake lights face. That's good though, that means we're getting closer. We're actually in the parking structure now, so I shouldn't complain. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I was in the area and able to mobile order by 8 a.m. because I heard that yesterday, which was opening day, you could start mobile ordering by 8 a.m. and a lot of the time slots were completely gone by 9 a.m. like for the entire day. I just realized the radio was still playing. Hopefully I don't get a copyright issue, but I was listening to the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, which I'm always like confused when I do a new theme park thing. I like to listen to movie music to like hype myself up, and like when I go to like Knott's Berry Farm or when I go to Universal Studios, I never really know like what to listen to. Like when I go to Universal, what do I listen to? Like the Jaws theme song, the Jurassic Park theme song, like the entire way there. It takes like an hour to get there. Anyway, I'm not the biggest Marvel fan. I feel like you might notice at some point today that I am wearing a Marvel t-shirt, and that's just because I'm a big poser and I wanted to fit in. I'm not the biggest fan though. I have started watching the films on Disney Plus. I think the farthest I've gotten, I just started like a couple of weeks ago, and now I'm on, I think I made it to like Thor 2. I'm watching in release order, and I think I made it to Thor 2. Which is kind of disappointing because some of the movies that I really wanted to watch, like I have seen, I guess that's not entirely true because I have seen Guardians of the Galaxy before. I want to watch those again. I also haven't seen Black Panther, which I feel like I'm missing out. I will say that my favorite Avenger so far is Iron Man. I think those are the only movies that really kept my attention. I feel like there are probably Marvel fans that are like turning off this video right now. I'm sorry. I do think though that going to Avengers Campus will probably like pique my interest and make the movies more engaging for me, even when it comes to Disney, which I am a pretty big Disney fan. Obviously, I think that my interest is like largely theme park and just partially movies. I would say I'm like 60% theme park, 40% movies. Like I said, yesterday, the mobile slot, so I want to try to get to PIM, what is it called? PIM Tasting Kitchen. Well, it looks like I screwed up. Okay guys, so here you can learn from my mistake already. We're like 5 minutes into the vlog and you can already learn from somewhere that I messed up. So I pulled open the app and it showed PIM Tasting Kitchen, Tasting Experiment, I don't know what it's called, PIM something. This is where it's hosted. It's sponsored by Impossible Burger. They have quite a few vegan options there. That is the place where you can order ahead and mobile order. And when I just first pulled it open, it showed time slots at like 9:10, 9:30, something like that. I think that was the window. It was like 9:10 to 9:40. So I told myself, oh, don't worry about it. You got time. You don't have to order. You can wait until you park and then you can order. And already, I mean, literally less than 5 minutes have gone by. I'm looking at the timestamp on the camera. It's just now hit 7 minutes. And I think I probably pulled it up a couple minutes into the video. The time slots are already gone. And now it's 8:13. So keep that in mind. When you do mobile order, you don't have to take the time slot that it offers you. Like for example, if it says 9 o'clock or whatever, and you're like, well, I'm not trying to eat spaghetti at 9 o'clock, you can click the button that says more times, which is what I should have done and just booked my lunch or dinner or whatever, but it's fine. Actually, there is a shawarma cart, which I think that I wanted to eat at more. I also think that possibly the PIM thing was doing walk-ups. I'm not sure. So I mean, worst case scenario, I go to the shawarma cart and then I get something else somewhere else in DCA, which is okay because the shawarma thing is what I was most looking forward to eating anyway. It's like an Impossible falafel thingy and with cauliflower, and it looked really good. Also, another piece of important information I should tell you guys is that I got up at 7. Actually, I got up at 4 this morning, but I was ready at 7. I set an alarm for 6:45 to remind myself that I needed to try to get in the virtual queue for the Spider-Man ride. And so I was on it right at like, 6:58 or whatever. I was hitting refresh and I was waiting for the thing to pop up, and I was able to get a boarding group. Which, if you saw my last Disneyland vlog, I'm actually not 100% sure if this will come out first or the Disneyland one will come out first, because that was just last weekend. I haven't finished editing yet, but I didn't get my boarding group for Rise of the Resistance because the ride was down that day. It was down all day. So that was kind of disappointing, but I'm really glad that I was able to get the boarding group for Spider-Man. I think that it was probably to my advantage that I am by myself, that I was a party of 1, because if you think about it, even though they're not doing like single rider or anything like that, even though it's a virtual queue, you kind of get the benefits of being a single rider because they'll just it's easier to kind of squeeze you in. So I'm boarding group number 18, and it told me that the estimated like wait would be 180 minutes, so like 3 hours from the time the park opens. I think, actually, I'm not sure if they're letting people in early. I know that that has been a common thing, that they've been, since the parks reopened, they've been just kind of letting people in, I think as a method of crowd control, because they don't want like the Esplanade and the outside queue to get like too crowded. I think when I was here at Disneyland last weekend, it seemed like the line started moving pretty quickly around 8:30, so I think that's probably around when they started letting people in the front gates, and then I didn't make it in until 9. I'm expecting that my group will probably get called sometime around noon. I also don't know if this ride is likely to break down, which that can kind of push back your boarding time. Obviously, like, I don't know. I would say sometime in the early afternoon, I will probably get called, which is, I'm really especially glad that I got a boarding group, not just because I get to ride the ride, but it means that I don't have to wait in the standby line to get into Avengers Campus. I heard that yesterday it seemed like people were waiting for hours just to get into the land. And which is what I was expecting that I was going to have to do. So I think the smart thing to do would be to just go do other DCA things in the morning and just wait for my boarding group to get called, and then I'll go ride the ride. That'll be like the first thing that I do, and then just go and enjoy Avengers Campus in the afternoon. So I'm actually about like 3 cars back from the parking kiosk, so I'm gonna turn you guys off for a minute. I'm probably also gonna try to order a Dole Whip, because last weekend when I went to Disneyland, the Dole Whip, the Tropical Hideaway, was one of the first mobile orders that got filled up for the whole day, and I didn't get my Dole Whip, so today I do want to get one. So I'm gonna nail that down. I'm gonna pay for my parking, and I'll see you in a little bit. As it turns out, my boarding group actually got called as I was making my way to the security checkpoint, so I pretty much booked it for Avengers Campus as quickly as I could. I still had a few minutes to spare, so I did a quick lap around the campus before I went over to Web Slingers, and I do have a video of the queue and ride from Web Slingers on my channel, but to be honest, it's not the most fascinating thing to watch on a secondhand video because it's a 3D screen-based ride, so you're just going to see unenhanced 3D video without 3D glasses, and you're going to see a lot of me flinging my arm around trying to kill spider bots. But if you want to get a feel for what the ride is like, go ahead and check out that video.
Tech that will empower everyday people.
Just call someone else.
Okay, contacting Spider-Man.
Weird. I'm gonna go find Spider-Man for myself because he's an actor. Okay, goodbye. Spider-Man! Hey guys, what's up? I hear you have a bug problem. I'm here to help.
You made it. Great. That level is at exponential danger. You might need some help. Perhaps I'll call the Avengers?
Don't worry, everyone. I got this.
There are spider-bots everywhere! I told you! Stop replicating you until
So stay safe and remain seated on board the Slinger vehicle with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the transport at all times.
Okay, so I just finished the Spider-Man ride. It's a little after 10 a.m. and I'm pretty hungry, but I'm going to go ahead and ride Guardians. It seems smart to get that out of the way, like before I eat. And this ride still terrifies me. I've only ridden it once. I guess I'm gonna do it again as long as I don't get too scared by the time I get there. Okay, 5-minute wait time. There's not a lot of time to back out.
5 minutes, God. 5 minutes.
After Guardians, I had a late breakfast, early lunch at Shawarma Palace. Yes, I did have 2 meals because I wanted to try both of the options, and I knew I probably wasn't going to be around Avengers Campus later in the day. So they do have a breakfast option here, which has just egg, it has Impossible breakfast sausage, it has a spiced maple syrup, and it has potato tots. I also got the Impossible cauliflower wrap, which comes with a plant-based yogurt sauce with pickled vegetables. And for me, this one was the winner of the two. I think they both were really good. I especially like the spiced maple syrup that comes with the breakfast wrap. But I think there's just a lot of stuff out there that is kind of similar. Even in the Pim's Test Kitchen, they have a plant-based breakfast spread that's kind of the components of this wrap, but it's kind of disassembled. And the Impossible cauliflower wrap was just a little more unique to me, so I think that's why I like it. But both of these are really good options, probably some of my favorite in either of the parks, and I would definitely get them again. I'm sorry they're not the most photogenic foods in the parks, but they were definitely tasty.
no pressure, bud. There are a lot of people watching. Clear the runway. Spider-Man is cleared for takeoff. Wow! I'm okay. The roof broke my fall. Just some bones, maybe. Hey, wait up! I'm just gonna jump down and meet you. Woo! Here we go. I'll be right down.
Check out Web Suppliers, which is basically the exit through the gift shop across from Web's Slingers. This is a lot of merchandise that's geared toward kids. They have toys, they have costumes, they have spider bots, but then oddly enough they also have some adult things like shot glasses and office supplies. So I didn't really find anything here that I needed, but it's definitely worth checking out. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it feels kind of weird to be back in regular DCA. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do next. Maybe Cars Land?
No. It costs $7,950.
10 seconds.
Alrighty folks, thank you and enjoy our performance.
So I just talked to a cast member as I passed by Avengers campus. She said the current wait time to get in standby without any boarding group is 5 hours. So I'm walking by the line right now. It goes all the way down to Pixar Pier.
Thingies that make you not a fish. Legs! That's what this story's all about. Oh, this is such a great story about how Ariel became a hero.
And what's it for?
Yes. As you can see, everything worked out swell for Ariel.
Later in the afternoon, once my shawarma wraps wore off, I got a famous Disneyland pickle, which you can find throughout both parks. I also stopped at Ghirardelli in the Fisherman's Wharf area and got this sundae, which was made with vanilla coconut-based ice cream, which is obviously vegan. I got the chocolate sauce. Don't get the chocolate fudge, it's not vegan. They also have a few like fruit-based toppings. You can get chopped nuts, and you can also get raspberry sorbet if you want it. It was almost time to head home, but I stopped and grabbed this Onward popcorn bucket, which I've been wanting since like 2019. Obviously, they do fill it with popcorn for you, which I snacked on the drive home. Because I hadn't been to DCA in a while and I wasn't sure when I'd be back, I figured I should grab one of my favorites, which is the plant-based backlot nachos from the Studio Catering Truck in Hollywoodland. These are definitely one of my favorite items in either park, and I would say if you like nachos, these should be one of your must-try items. They are a little bit spicy, but nothing too serious. So that about wraps up this video. I hope you found it helpful and you got some ideas for vegan things to try in DCA. What are your favorite things to eat at California Adventure? Let me know in the comments and let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, and I will see you in the parks.